Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anna and I write games for fun, so what are we doing today? Well, today we're going to be working on combat! I'm ready for combat! Love combat! Combat's probably going to be one of those larger things, which is going to inform a lot of stuff in the future. So, that'll be fun. However, I did do a little bit of work beforehand. I fixed up turns and orders initiatives, pretty much as 2d6 and add level. Level 1, level 2, level 3. Generally speaking, the higher level you are, the more active you're going to be able to go. Then we have battlefield and ranges. I did decide on doing an abstract battle map, and that abstract battle map is actually going to be a more it's going to be more akin to Necronica's. Why? Because I think that's just the easiest to work with currently. Not exactly most inspired. This isn't really final. It might stay final, it might not. Generally speaking, it's Ishi ni san shi go roku shichi, as making it just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I might give it more unique names, but I'm like trying to find good names for those, but I really can't find good names. So I might ask Cole for assistance on that, being like, give me 7 things to work with here. Because in Necronica they had vaguely religious names. In what I did for Changsha, I gave them all vaguely Western names like time of the day. So, don't quite know how I want to do that yet. I know there's probably a better answer here, but that and keeping it at 7 seems a little bit excessive, but hey, it should work for what I plan on doing, right? Outside of that, what did I do? Yes, I highlighted things such as dress and wounds. Oh, what are you up down there? Oh. What? What's going on here, buddy? That's a new one. What the fuck is this? The fuck is any of this? That's what's causing it? No, you. Why are you? What? 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 Wait, what the fuck is going on here? Let's just roll back the clock here a bit. What the? Okay, put you there. And okay, maybe we delete you for now. Was it the image fucking things up? Might have been the image fucking things up. Okay, we do that. Things still fixed up. Yeah, I just have to put the image down here, I guess. Huh, weird. But yes, I actually ended up doing dress and wounds. Pretty much how kind of damage works a little bit. You just start basic starting links. Everyone's going to have at least one rank link, but you have an option of taking a second one if you want to. Which does lead to gear. Gear's a little bit weird, but generally speaking, everyone's going to have one piece of special gear that's going to be their particular. It could be advanced armor right off the bat, weapon gears increase damage or mimic an ability, or trinkets, which just allow you to a unique ability dictated by the persona or and approved by the DM. Generally speaking, these are like, hey, I can, go through a wall once a session. Like I can act as like if I'm using like another ability, or maybe it's just something unique. Like, hey, I can speak any language once a session. Cool. There's little things kind of give characters a little bit of more of a unique identity between them. I think that might help in the long run. As you can also see here, I did do a little bit of changing around with how headings worked. As you can kind of see here, everything looks a little bit more clean. Maybe we can actually move it down now. But yeah, everything looks a little bit more clean, a little bit more focused on what I want it to look like. So hopefully that works, because I like it when things work. Outside of that, I haven't really done that much outside of what we've already kind of gone over. But hey, that's half the fun. Okay. So, battlefield, initiative, complex, cool. Now we're doing standard actions. Now, Metal Gear? Metal Gear? It's always Metal Gear. Everything is a Metal Gear reference. That's the funny part about life. Every single thing you want to do is technically can just be a Metal Gear reference. Maybe I'm a Metal Gear reference. Also, I'd like to thank Yosemite Mike123 for following yesterday, bringing us to 250 followers. We are 100 away from the 350 gold. Good job, team. So, let's do actions. Standard actions. Actually, standard. Let's say standard actions are actions define. Actually, no. How do I want to do that? Actually, no. Every persona has two actions per turn. 2 actions per turn, allowing them to use any combination of attacks, abilities, or items in the use any items on their turn on their turn. If a let's see, allowing them to use any combination of attacks, abilities, or items on their turn. Let's see. Every standard action may only be used once per round, but abilities, every standard action may only be used once per round. Used in any order or let's see. Every standard action may only be used once per round, but can be used in any order. Can be used in any order. There you go. Pretty easy stuff. Nothing too exciting on that regard. Just like you have 2 actions per turn. Use them as you feel fit. So, what actions do we need in this game? Let's just take a second to think about that. So, first things we need attacks. Generally speaking, we're going to do just basic. We're just going to do, basic attack. I should say we can do like a full defense. What else do we really need? You actually use an item. Using an item is always important. I always put it in other action in combat because you never know what players are going to do. Hey. Good to see you are back at not dying. Here's the thing. I've been taking a shit ton of ibuprofen. Let's see. And taking a lot of ibuprofen is great. Because it's just been pretty much killing all the feeling in my back, which is the main thing causing all of it. There are pretty much a bunch of little knots in my back at this. And because all those knots are there, they're actually... What's happening even with all the knots in my back is that they're crunching my back up, which is causing my head to hurt. I still feel the dull thud of someone hitting me over the head with a hammer. I still feel that, don't get me wrong, it's still there. However, feel at least I can function. I just feel a little out there. You get what I mean? Like I'm not quite there fully, but hey, that's half the fun. Attack, full defense, use an item, use an ability. We use an ability, we trigger an effect. Let's see, we want to actually trigger, no. Use an ability. I mean, that's really all we really need at the end of the day. I mean, let's think about things. Let's think about this real fast. What else do we need? Actually, why don't we add in like a recovery? We add in a recovery ability to get rid of status effects. Cool, easy peasy understand. Use item, other, use an ability, recover from the status effect. Move. I've completely forgot move. How can I forget such a thing? So how's the game? Is it close to being finished? Not yes and no. Kind of like as I was explaining the other day, actually. One of the things with this game is that there are so many interlocking parts with it that to get this part done, I need to finish combat today. To get this part done, I need to finish combat. So it's like, okay, we finished all of these things, then I need to get everything else to start informing all the rest of these parts. There are so many parts that just kind of go. There are so many parts that clink together that it feels like not a lot of progress is being made. There is progress being made. It just feels incredibly slow because there just isn't. Every part needs another part to get finished before I can successfully finish it, which is infuriating to me because I'm like, okay, I want to like feel like I'm making progress. It doesn't feel like you're making a lot of progress in games like that, though, until the very end when everything clinks together finally. So generally speaking, it's close, but it's like a bunch of systems are at 85% completion, but I have to move on and keep making things. Full defense, use an item, other, use an ability, we are recovering from status effects, we're moving, and, yeah, that's it. That's really all we can do. So let's just do our basic attack. When a persona wants to attack a target, they must elect. They must determine if they are within range. The three attack types. Let's see, the three attack types: melee, magic, and range. Melee actually would be magic, melee, and range. If we want to keep the fucking alphabetical, magic, melee, and range all have different ranges associated with them. We'll do a table. We'll do a table right there. After determining if they are within range, the persona will. Let's see. The persona will make an opposed. Will make an opposed combat skill. It would be okay. Persona will make an opposed combat skill. Actually, if we want to be really specific here, the 4 attack types: magic, melee, ranged, and style. Because style is one, all have different ranges associated with them. Determining they are within range, the persona will make an opposed combat skill. Opposed combat skill versus target's defense. Versus the target's defense. Both sides will roll. We'll roll their we'll roll 2d6. Roll 2d6 plus their skill. 2d6 plus their skills, and determine who has the superior rolled. If successful, the If successful, the persona will deal their standard damage to the target. Deal standard damage to the target. All persona naturally will deal their standard damage to a target. We'll deal their standard damage. This improves as the persona levels up, but as a level 1 persona, they deal 2d6. They deal 2d6 damage. They deal 2d6 damage. They'll deal 2d6 damage. However, if the persona manages to beat the opposition by 10 up, actually, 10 up would be. By 10 up, they will crit, adding in additional plus 1d6 to their damage. They will critical. I mean, do I already put critical? I didn't put a note about that. No, I don't think I did. I don't need to. I think this is a fairly just tied to this, so I don't really think I need to worry about it too much. So, yeah, okay. We keep damage pretty consistent, but I'm okay with consistent damage if it serves the purpose of the game. Which the game is supposed to be fast and dirty, and I'm okay with things being fast and dirty. Okay, we want to insert a table. So combat skill, it's going to be magic, melee, ranged, style. Style has its range of 0. You have to be in the same space as them. Range is going to have a range of 2 to 4. So if they close the distance on someone with range, they're not going to be able to really hit them at all. Melee is going to have a 1 to 0 range. Actually, it should be 1 range. So they can actually attack people outside of their range. While magic is going to have a 1 to 2 range. So they need to keep their distance a little bit, and they have a very small amount of range. However, that's kind of their bonus and their problem they have to kind of deal with. Everyone's going to be doing about the same amount of damage consistently, but again, that's where abilities come in. Abilities are very useful. So let's actually do a little. Let's try something. Oh, that's not how I wanted things to go. Okay, let's do an experiment, everyone. That looks terrible, actually. That looks just bad. I like the way I have been doing things. So that's what we will do. We will keep doing the thing that I've always been doing, because that makes my life easier. One day, Google Docs, I will enjoy the features that you put in to make my life easier. But until that day, god damn it, until that day, you're going to keep doing it my way. The wrong way. What am I doing? I'm not even clicking the right thing. I need to click. Calaro. Dirionio. There we go. So what's a good example of how to organize an RPG book? There's no good way I've learned. Every single way that people say, like, this is the way to do things, it's immediately being like, no, that's just not it, because there's another game that does something completely opposite of that, and it sells like 18 million more copies. And by 18 million, I mean like 6, because that's like about as hot. That is about as many copies as we can get in this industry. I'm not lying. Like, we are every day, we realize more and more that our little industry sucks, and we can't have nice things. Let's see. It would be actually full defense. Full defense. Full defense. Full defense. So, the persona focuses in on their. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? There we go. I'm just going to remove the you can't use an action more than once. We'll see. The persona focuses in on their own protection. They gain a bonus plus 1d6 to their next defense check, to their next defense judgment. Yeah, that's pretty much what it does. It's not exactly complicated. The persona takes a moment. Uses a basic item from their inventory. Let's see. Use the basic item from their inventory, resolving the effects immediately. If the persona is drawing equipment out of their pack, or even just drawing their let's see, out of their pack. If the persona is drawing equipment out of their backpack, or other item interactions, then this action also applies. The persona uses. Let's see. The persona performs an action, possibly requiring a judgment, and resolves the effects of such. For example, actually, I should say, not every action requires this action. Not every action requires this action to be used. Not every interaction requires this action to be used, such as quick words, or opening a door. However, picking a lock under fire. Let's see. Just really picking a lock under fire, or trying. Or let's see. However, desperately picking a lock under fire, or what would be another good one in combat? Like, just something you can do in combat that isn't necessarily complex. How do I want this to work? You mean aside from the 60 games on the list? How would you organize an RPG? Just like straight up organization, I have my usual way of doing things, which is lore shit, how to play, how to make a character, basic, pretty much your generally core mechanics. Then you go into your exterior mechanics, and then I end things off. That's legitimately how I do things. Almost every single thing I do usually follows the exact same format, because that's very easy. The persona invokes one of their abilities, resolving its effects as they perform the technique. If when a, let's see, actually I'm thinking a lock under fire, or oh, nice. The dilemma to buy a manly co-host or reaching for 100,000 note coin. 100,000 note coin. All right, Taiga. Get in here, Taiga-chan. Thank you very much, Taiga-chan. How you all doing? Good old Taiga-chan. Wait a second. It's being held hostage, being silenced. See, Manly can't judge me if I keep him quiet, right? The persona invokes one of the abilities, resolving the effects as they perform the technique. Some techniques can only be used a certain number of times per combat or session. Make sure to mark the number of uses. For future reference. There we go. Generally speaking, like I'm not expecting much from people here, being like, just put like a mark on there or something, or put like a little note on there. Recovery. The persona. Recovers from one of the current status effects that they are currently undergoing. Yeah. Easy enough to understand. Move. The persona moves one space in any direction. One space in any direction. If no. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's legitimately the entire fucking section. What am I doing? Like sometimes, like there just really isn't many actions for you to do. Why? Because it's not supposed to be a very action heavy. Well, not necessarily action heavy, but it's not like, hey, please make a psych check to make sure that you can recover your, ability to see or whatever. No, fuck that. I don't find that entertaining. I don't think anyone finds that entertaining except masochists and stupid people. Possibly even sadists. Yeah. Alright. Okay, so we want to do... We already got full defense in there. Got to do recovery next. Recovery años. Okay, then we do use an ability, use an item, so it'd be use an ability. Use an ability, then we use an item. There we go. That's all. If anything, what did I put other twice? Yes, I did put other twice. Why do I keep doing that for my? Why do I keep doing this to myself? Using items a little bit out in the middle of nowhere, so I might do something like this and give that like if I move it like this, we can slap an item, we can slap something right down there, we can slap something right here. Because like, what's the next thing we actually have to do? Actually, no, I know what, okay, I know what we, so this would be, wait a second, I have to do, okay, I know how to do this. Basic defense. When persona is targeted by an attack, they will need to make a defense. They'll need to make a defense judgment. This will need to make a defense judgment. Normally, some abilities grant the persona the technique to defend themselves with their own skills, but most of the time, but without these, if I can fucking spell properly, without these, they will need to perform a basic defense judgment. The persona will take 2d6. We'll take 2d6 and add one of their stats to the rolled result. To the rolled result for the final result. So they will add we'll take 2d6 and one of their stats will be in roll result for the final result. That's pretty much just what a basic defense is. It's not very complicated. But that's kind of arguably one of the problems you have to go through here. If we do this right here, magic, it's going to be style is going to be emotional, range is going to be technique, melee is going to be physical, magic is going to be mental. You're going mental. The person will take 2d6 to roll and final duty for the final result. This does place the defender. This does place the defender at an inherent disadvantage. The inherent disadvantage in most cases. Yeah. We slap an image right there. It'll be nice and neat. Yeah, pretty much the idea of the basic defense is like, you have no other defensive capabilities. You do have this. You can always kind of try to bounce back with a basic defense. It's not the best option. It's not going to be the thing that's going to save your ass. It's going to be something. Oh, we got to stretch. Oh, God. Hey, man, how's life? Headaches have, Technically, it can be played on the grid if you really want. Don't know why you would, but you can. Oh, God. Life has been interesting for the past few days. My back has finally decided to wage war on me. But that's what happens. By using the combination of drugs and my own bravado, I've managed to at least push through it. Otherwise known as just manage the pain. I do not live with the pain, I manage it. I am not going full Gosling yet, so we need to do our link actions. Link actions. If the persona is what did I put down? Okay, yeah. If the persona, if two persona have links with one another, they may provide support and assistance to one another. Let's see, they may provide support and assistance to one another. When this occurs, providing whether it is these link actions can be used on or off the persona's turn. The persona's turn, but only on the link partner's turn. Only on the link partner's turn. These may only be used up to the link's strength. Let's see, the link's rank. This may only be used up to the link's rank, but let's see, it is only up to the link's rank. So, links right, we're going to have boost, which boost is going to be very simply, the persona offer some words of encouragement, or motivated yelling to grant the link partner a plus 1d6 to their check. To their judgment, which is going to lead to break. The persona uses enables their link partner, or the persona enables their link partner or themselves with their next with an attack. Link partner or themselves with an attack to break the enemy, to break an enemy. When an enemy is broken. When an enemy is broken, they how do I want to learn? They are susceptible to future attacks, and they take a negative 1d6 to their defense actions. And defensive actions, which does lead to, let me see, it's Xenoblade break topple launch smash. Break topple launch smash. Which we then could follow up into topple. The persona enables their link partner or themselves with an attack to topple an enemy. When an enemy is toppled over, they are susceptible to topple a broken enemy. When toppled, the enemy has fallen over, and future attacks against them deal +2 damage each. Actually, and fallen enemy, and let's see. When toppled, the enemy has fallen over, and any future attacks, any future attacks actually no. Negative 2d6 to the defensive taking negative 2d6 to the defensive action, because again, it's harder and harder and harder to actually deal with them. Which then we do into a I'm not going to put in launch, we're just going to do smash. The persona enables their link partner or themselves to target a toppled target to target a toppled enemy to smash them. Do we need to do launch then? So pretty much in Xenoblade 3, or Xenoblade 3, what occurs is that you break the enemy, you topple them over, you immediately launch them, then you smash them. But during the launch phase, you actually want to do a shit ton of damage. I guess we can do daze. Actually, we can do burst. To perform a burst attack on a toppled enemy. Let's see, on a toppled enemy, for a burst attack on a toppled enemy. Actually, Form a burst attack on a toppled enemy. Both persona will make a range. We'll make an attack check against the relatively helpless target. So it's kind of one of those things where you need to spend an action to do a link action, and you need to kind of start doing them consistently. You're going to burn through a lot of these, so you kind of need to work together. That's kind of the idea anyway. Bing bang bosh effectively. I mean, if you manage it, can't you fire it? I mean, legally you can't. God, I wish it was that easy. Bingo bango bongo, I don't want to leave the Congo out of nah. Let's see, so So uses themselves to cover for their link partner. Within one space. Taking damage for them in their stead. Or would be another good link action, like another good thing to be like, we're in this together. I could probably word this a little bit better. I could probably just turn into like a combo thing. Actually, what we can do is swap. The persona swaps their initiative. Let's see, the persona swaps their initiative for their link partner. Let's see. So it swaps their initiative with their link partner. This can link partner. This can only be used on the first turn. Swaps their initiative with their link partner. Such a initiative with their link partner. Effectively, it's like, I'm gonna go before you, or I'm gonna go after you, or whatever. That's fine enough to me. Yeah, we'll just put that in. Might be another good one to use. We've got damage section. You've got all your kind of like, we're comboing shit together to fuck people up. Fuck bitches, get money. Because it's these things are what the maid's going to be getting a lot of. The maid's, all of her abilities are effectively going to be, for lack of a better word, they're effectively all going to be link actions, which they get the ability to like, hey, I'm going to help my person out with this link. Hey, I'm going to help this person out with this link. But they also get a lot of Medicalis stuff going on as well. Checks against the relatively helpful target, so there we go. And then we have feud actions. Feuds. Hello, welcome to the feud. Feud is such a weird fucking word, by the way. Just say feud. It doesn't feel like a real word. But I know it is, and it's like, oh well, it's all historical and stuff. It still sounds weird. We do that. Feud action. Feud actions. Okay. Feud actions. Let's see. Feud actions can only be used against rival. It's rival links. These are individuals that the persona have become obsessed with hunting down or fighting. The feud actions can only be used during the persona's turn. Let's see, feud actions can only be used during the persona's turn, but can enable them. But each assists them in their own mad quest for to defeat their rival. However, the rival may also use feud actions against their. Let's see. The rival may also use feud actions against the persona, and pursuing these feuds rarely ends well for any party involved. Kind of like one of the things what I want to do with feud actions is that there's not like a universally like this is a good move. Like, no, it's like everything you do has an equal and opposite, like you're gonna have a bad fucking time because you've done this. So I do know we already have maximize power. Let's think. Of course, power and misery, because it's a great fucking word. Let's think. Actually, no. Retaliatory. Retaliatory strike. So when can we bust out the eye beams and hand jutsus? Technically, it's not very difficult to do any of that. If you want to do like hand jutsu bullshit, that would legitimately in this game, if you want to give everyone hand jutsus, you'd just be giving everyone some spells, or some spell slots effectively. Very few power points, but let's see. Maximize power, power and misery, retaliatory strike, kill me dead, how do I want to do this? Pretty much the idea of like, kill me dead, the entire idea is going to be like, hey, I'm going to take a wound right off the bat, but I'm going to deal a wound to you. Like, we're just killing one another at this point. There's nothing good and noble about this. Like, I have taken a wound, I'm going to give you a wound now. It's like, yeah, fuck you. Yeah, fuck you. Good mobbing. Let's see, no shame in battle. What would be another good one just to kind of wrap up more, like, maximize power. That's effectively going to be like, you just get to roll max on your damage. That's the thing. You just roll max on your damage. You roll, straight 12. You roll that, whatever. The problem with maximizing your power right off the bat is it's eating an action from you. That's one of the big things. It's going to eat an action from you. And it's like, you still need to make the roll to hit them. That's the problem. That's kind of the turnoff. Like, you have to use this maximized power, and if you just miss, like, you just fucking miss. Power and misery is going to be like, the worse off you are, pretty much you're going to get more damage out of it. Like, yeah, we are both in agony right now. Fuck you. Like, I don't want to die. I'm going to kill you first. Can I make a suggestion for the next game jam? Neon Japanese 80 corporate anime, sex, drugs, and the guns, the foundations of any business. We could do a Yakuza game. Everyone is just everyone must be 80s as fuck. Okay, just do maximum power. The persona. If they hit, they will deal maximum. They'll deal their maximum damage on their. They'll deal their maximum damage on their rolled result. If they miss, they will deal their standard damage to themselves. Power and misery. The persona ignores the pain. And powers on. For every wound they have, they deal an additional +2 damage, up to a maximum effectively +8 damage right off the. Actually, no, we can have, like, we'll just say fuck it. It'll be +5 damage, for additional +20 damage. Yeah, you just power through the pain. Which, by the way, plus 20 damage, and if you already have a wound, you're going unconscious. You're already fucking dead. Retaliatory strike. The persona, readies their weapon for the... for a deadly counter blow. Deadly counter blow. If the rival attacks the persona, they may make a standard attack. They may make a standard attack instead of defending themselves. Actually, no, they may deal damage immediately. Let's see, they may deal damage immediately to the rival, and they will take damage immediately. Pretty much the entire idea of retaliatory strike is like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and she's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you too. That's the the auto strike, or is like, you just see the flash of blades go by and both people fall over. That's what retaliatory strike is. They take the lowest wound. They take the lowest wound available. They take the lowest wound available and give their rival a wound as well. Take a wound and give their rival a wound as well. Because like, wounds can power you up, by the way. So it's not like, oh, this is going to be like my one shot to win. No, it's like, we're straining ourselves for me to get you a little bit closer to dying. Because I damn well know if I manage to kill you, you might be rolling +6, but hey, I put a timer on it. No shame in battle. Let's see, the persona and their rival don't seem to mind their clothes being eviscerated in the combat. Next attack, from both of them. Both of them will deal an additional plus 1d6 damage to S. Actually, there we go, plus 2d6 damage to S. There we go. Because mind you, they might be pulling this same shit on you. So it's like, oh yeah, I damn well know you don't have many wounds. I know you don't have that many wounds. I'm just gonna kill me dead. Like, fuck you. I'm at my last legs, so are you, asshole. We're both bleeding to death, so fuck you in particular. Okay, so feud actions. Let's back up to make sure we're the right thing. Okay. Injury and declosement. I think I talked about that a lot in Dress and Wood. Yeah, I talked about this a lot in Dress and Wood. I don't really need victory and defeat. We'll do victory and defeat. Combat continues until one side is victorious. The other, the losers capitulating. capitulating, being cut down, or just surrendering, or just surrendering, or just surrendering. When the battle is won, actually, if the personas are successful and emerge victorious, they have, the option of increasing any of their allies links by +1 to a maximum of 5. No, we'll do a maximum of 3. Increasing any of their allies links to by, actually, we'll say a maximum of 5. They also, any defeated, in addition, any bond who, actually, in addition, any bond they were fighting for, if there were any, gain +1 rank to their link as well. Finally, if the persona were battling a rival, and that rival is defeated, they may attempt to turn that rival link into a bond link. Turn that into a bond link. However, not every rival can be simply convinced to be friends after beating them up. Some may even manipulate you into thinking they can. Some may even manipulate them into thinking they can change. If the personas were to lose, on the other hand, they still may increase the links with their allies by, by 1. With fellow persona by 1. However, they will all gain a rivalry link with the leader of the group who defeated them, and suffer any consequences of their defeat. Often these consequences may involve being taken prisoner, getting robbed, or simply having their new rival gloat over them. Pretty much, it's like they're allowed to be dicks to you now. It's like, let's see. Persona can only be truly defeated. If they reach mortal wounds. They reach mortal wounds and are attacked after their state of after they are down. Yeah. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. What section? Talk about maybe slice of life. Yeah, we'll do slice of life. Slice of life conflicts. slice of life conflicts. Not every battle. Isn't there no struggle, snuggle after losing? Not actually source. No, because I really don't know what source material he's citing. That's the funny part. Like, that's one of those things, like, I have zero idea what you're gonna fucking use this for, so I'm not gonna make any implications in that front. Just, hey, you lose. You know, it's, what's this consequence? Let's see, combat, not every conflict is going to be a life and death struggle against overwhelming foes. Sometimes it'll be a lot more calm. Sometimes it will be a lot more relaxed. Forcing the persona to engage in a conflict, which may be a series of opposed judgments, or solving some kind of crisis. Crisis that isn't bashing skulls. For example, the persona may need persona. The group, anyway. For example, the group maybe tasked for the session in hunting down a serial killer. Needing to perform a series of checks, of judgments, inquiries, investigations, and perhaps a well-timed pommel strike. Perhaps a well-timed pommel strike to find the culprit. Alternatively, they may be forced to assist a mutual link in finding her cat. A very fast, very large cat. Yeah, it's things like that. Like, not every conflict genuinely needs to be you beating someone's ass. It's like, yeah, have things like, I need to find my cat. Okay, how are we gonna find our fucking cat? Like, what do you mean? Why does the funny blue mask anime superhero come up so much in your streams? Blue mask anime superhero? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, right, man. No. One thing I've learned about my community, the community I have built and nurtured, is that every single one of you is a sex pest. Every single one of you beautiful bastards. You're all sex pests. And if you're not a sex pest, you're a schizo. If you're not a schizo or a sex pest, you're probably Latin American. Like, those are your, like, three... I would say there's 4 states of being on my group. Again, you're Eastern European, you're Latin American, schizophrenics, or sex pest. Often... It is weird to know, like, how many Latin Americans I have on, like, my general, like community at this point. It's South Americans and Eastern Europeans. The number of fucking people who are just like, hey, Zasmitata Vachi, or, you know, ole, the number of people, it's like, there's a concerning number of them, and I've always wondered why. Like, ooh, what are they? Like, what happened that like just attracts, you know, Latin Americans to me? Is it something I've done? Is it something I've said? Is it something that I've like they hear of the this maybe your sexy voice? Olay, friends. I do have two guesses. This is two very important guesses. Is people look for free shit? Like that's actually a very big factor, I think, a lot of it. Because think about it. If you want to buy like a fucking D&D manual in Latin America, it ain't cheap exactly. They ain't charging you $10 for it. It's like that's not really a thing that's going to be like oh, this is going to be a fun investment for me and my friends. But if you're looking for just like something cheap, something easy, then like, hey, maybe something that's like I can do that. Same kind of goes for Eastern Europeans and a lot of Southeast Asians. Like when I still had the on my Wix site, every time someone went onto my Wix site, I would actually get an indication of where they are roughly. The number of people from fucking Thailand. The number of fucking people from Thailand who showed up was weird. So are you calling them cheap? No, I'm calling our industry here filled of very fucking expensive shit. And if you go to like, if we say like here, hey, this is $60. Not really that much of a deal. Really, it's like $60 here. I'm like, that's a little bit expensive, but I can understand it. You go somewhere there and say, give us 60 USD in your local fucking currency. Jesus. Like, let's do an example here. Let's of course, let's go to the most stable country on earth. We'll go to Argentina. Argentina currency. It is be the Argentine peso. Argentine peso. Yeah, give you an idea. 1 Argentine peso is less than a cent here. Okay, $60 and is this fucking much. It is 15,000 peso for $60. Let's do the average monthly income for Argentina. The average salary is $199 US per month. The average. And I want you to really like put yourself in the headspace of like, hey, I want to buy a new game. I want to buy a $60 game. If you said to someone, buy a $60 game that you may not even play very much, like that's such a chunk of the fucking country remotely off my salary. Yeah, that's why they talk about like digital nomads and shit. That's what they want you to do. But in Argentina, they also have things like you can't have a US bank account. So it's shit like that, like because they damn well know their currency is so weak. And everyone in Argentina just wants to make money in the US and then ship it back home. And they're like, please stop fucking doing that. Because it's fucking they're fucking their income up. Like, or like, let's do average monthly income for, where's a nice, I know, Belarus. We're Belarus gaming, everybody. 2020 BYN per month. Let's just be so BYN. So effectively they make about $680 a month, roughly. But let's be conservative here. And like it's like you like that's not a lot. And you're saying to someone, hey, buy this for $60? Like, why in God's holy name would you do that? Like, that's just not. At this point, they should just adopt the US dollar if it only helps to make things easier. The problem with adopting the US dollar, this is like the most important problem with adopting the US dollar, and why almost no Latin American country has done such. The second you adopt the US dollar as legal currency, the US owns your asshole. The US debt is your debt. And if they say fucking jump, you gotta start jumping. You wanna dance, they say dance, monkey, dance, you go ooh, ooh, ah, ah, and start doing the fucking jig. And that's been like a big sticking point in a lot of those countries down there, which is like, we don't want that. We don't want to. You say that like the US, if they wanted, couldn't own all the South American nations. At this point, there's a shit ton of debt, economy, and shit like that they have, effectively. Which is another reason they don't want to adopt the US dollar, because the US probably doesn't want them to adopt the US dollar, because it's the millisecond they do, the US economy starts tanking. And remember, God bless the USA, and we love our American dollary dues. That's where we also get things like Panama. Like, Panama technically accepts the US dollar, like, as a legal currency there. They don't want you to use it, but it's totally a legal currency. Like, it's... A lot of the things there in, like, South America has been an effort to say, fuck you, United States, give us money. Please. Or you get in places like Venezuela, where Venezuela is permanently on fire for the past while because they tried communism and communism failed. Oh, how could this happen? How could this happen to me? Let's see. Conclusion. We're at the conclusion. Wrap up, cool down. So, at the end of the session, at the end of the the persona take a final drama action. Speaking with their bond, speaking with their links or one another in a few final exchanges before the metaphorical credits roll for the episode. When this occurs, from this point, experience points are handed out. In one of three ways. Let's see. Experience points are handed out in one of three ways. I mean, I guess we're here, so we may as well put advancement up here instead, because that's effectively like what conclusion's going to be. Like, you're just going to get experience points or whatever. Who are you and what do you want? Why, my friend? Why do you do this to me? Fucking Italians, man. It's hilarious. Fun fact, did you know the concept of states inheriting the debt from states they conquered was invented by Italians? They cried bullied people into honoring debts of small ass states they conquered. Also gives you essentially own everyone, everything. It's a wonder why they aren't more crazy. Italians, man. It's a wonder how the fuck they survive. Legitimately, every single time something goes wrong in Italy, it could usually be traced back to an Italian. It's really impressive how every single thing that goes wrong in Italy is directly the responsibility of Italy. Like, it's comical, in fact. Like, how do you keep doing this? Look at through three ways. Here's one of three ways. In the theater production, one of three ways. In the theater production style of experience. In the theater production style of experience, at the end of the session, every persona levels up. Every persona levels up by 1. Actually, no, what am I doing? I don't need that. No, we're gonna rewrite. No, I'm gonna save that for the advancement section because I have to talk about leveling up as well. Wrap up. A few final mental roll. Credits roll for the episode. When most important part of the conclusion is actually no. Nations on let's see. Each of the persona will talk about how the episode went. And what was learned. If something impactful. Let's see. Depending on the situation, persona use this time to more clearly themselves in a soliloquy. Let's see. Talk about persona may use this. Depending on the situation, persona may use this time to more clearly talk about themselves. Talk about themselves in a soliloquy to the void. More of a private conversation with themselves. With the other persona in rapt attention. Generally speaking, the conclusion will take place right after the conflict. If the conflict is going too long and the session needs to end, a shortened version of the conclusion can play out with the persona having their conversation, having their minute of their 10-second conversations with one another at the heart of the battle. The conflict will continue into next session. Well, let's see. The conflict will continue into next session as that session's conflict. Shifting the order of events around slightly. Finally, depending on the DM, on the Destiny Master's preference, experience points may be handed out, or the persona will automatically level up. There we go. That's legitimately how the conclusion is. It is, please fucking talk to yourselves. Like, have a good time, end the fucking session. Oh, that's not how it's... Yep, that's it. That's the conclusion. I'll add some side notes later. I'm still reminded of the fact that I told a Roman taxi driver that I wanted to be a politician to serve the people, and he laughed good-naturedly. Now I understand the idea of music, because my god, how do they what the fuck do they govern in Italy? The thing with Italian government, this is a very important fact. Italian government can be effectively broken down into a bunch of people who all hate one another, try to run a country that hates them. The Italians hate their government. And the government knows that the Italians hate them. And they don't do things very well because the people who get elected are the people who hate government, or the people who like were funny and people just voted them in because they were amusing, or like, he's the funny one and shit like that. It's like there's one shit post like Italian government in a nutshell. I'll have to find it one day. That explains the entirety of Italian government perfectly, because it's just like, yes, Guillermo Giuseppe, longtime politician, ran on a platform of being the coolest guy around, smokes coke off hookers Romanian hookers asses, generally a horrible human being and everyone despises him, wins the re-election twice, finally voted out, is replaced by far right-wing politician Guillermo Giuseppe, generally considered to be the worst person available. Tracks all, dumps government funding into building roads to nowhere. Is immediately kicked out of office by immediately kicked out of office by describing the French as good. That's like, yes, here's Chadicus Maximus or whatever. Can speak multiple languages, is a perfect politician. Everybody loves him. Served on the UN Security Council. Is like this great human being and generally fantastic. Voted out of office after one term because people found him too boring. That is the entirety of Italian politics. Like, it's just people who hate being governed, electing people who hate being in government to govern them. Effectively, yes, that first part. It's like you need to be a good person, but you can't be too good, because if you're too good, you're boring. But if you try to be too exciting, people will say, oh, you're a bad person and vote you. It's like there's no good way of... there is no good way of fixing things. That's the funny thing. But I think that's what makes Italy so stable. Is because they are doing everything in their power to hate one another, so they just manage to keep as stable as possible. That's the funny part. So let's see, we've got a conclusion, we've got all our actions set up. We've got everything we need. But it feels like something is wrong, and I can't put my finger on what it is. Like, yeah, this is the thing with conclusion. It's just like it's over and done with. Yeah, alright, okay. I'm feeling decent. That's what I wanted to get done with on Wednesday. We got it done. And that's all I can really ask for. So... here's what's going to happen on Friday. Friday, we're going to go through items. I'm probably going to write up a handful of items all right off the bat. So that should be fine. We're going to go over magic on Friday. Magic is going to take a little while. I legitimately, that might be the thing like tomorrow I work on, or even tonight. Just like, yeah, let's just work on magic. Advancement's not going to be hard. I can tell you that much. Advancement, not going to be difficult. I have no fears about advancement. The thing that I'm a little bit concerned about at this point, and if things go right, we'll only have maybe 6. Probably only like 6 episodes, maybe 7 if things go a little bit long. So I'm aiming, we're doing pretty good. It's just a lot of things right now that just need to get done. As I said before, it's 85%. 85% of the game is 85% done. I literally just need to get the 15% done to wrap everything up. That reminds me of towns in the middle of nowhere that would use it. That would elect a cat or dog as mayor. Also, frankly, don't they have backroom deals with the mafia? Damn straight they do. Well, the thing with like a lot of the time when people like elect a cat or a dog as mayor in the US, it's usually the fact that like the town is so small that there's no reason to like elect a mayor, because the mayor's job would be to manage a town of like 30 people. So you just have the city council, but kind of officially you need to have a mayor. And it's also a good thing for tourism. It's a fun thing to put on like your Twitter or something, like, hey, we have a dog mayor. He's super cool and everyone loves him. He's been voted in 3 times running and everyone thinks he's great. It's shit like that. I don't think anyone really has a problem with it. I know the Chinese keep like saying, ha ha ha, Chinese system government good. We don't have dog for president. That's like, yeah, China, that's not the point. It's a PR thing. It's nothing serious. And hey, when you have a town of like 150 people, why not have a dog as mayor? Everyone knows each other already. So I'm gonna call it there, because it's a little bit late. So thank you all for watching. So to give you all a little bit of heads up what's going on, tomorrow I'm going to be working on the it's going to be a Hero Kids video tomorrow, for Friday anyway. Hero Kids is not going to take me very long because there's not a lot of game in there. It's mostly just going to be me saying, this has made $1 million billion off fucking DTRPG. I feel sad. That's literally going to be half the video, is I feel sad that this got 1 billion fucking sales. Outside of that, I will hopefully, if everything goes according to plan and everything is good and righteous and lovely and lovely in life, we will be streaming Bastard Bonds tomorrow. That is the plan. Hopefully that works. It may not, because God is dead and I can't have nice things. But yes, we'll be streaming Bastard Bonds tomorrow, which is going to lead into... Do you have enough game for the apocalypse? What? Any? But generally speaking, he has PBTA, har 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 har. The apocalypse, yeah, I do have plenty of games for the apocalypse case. I've had a few of them set up. I haven't really been able to like read any of the games for this weekend because I've just been fucking crippled. Like I couldn't read anything last night because my head hurts so bad. But I've got let's see, we got one. Yeah, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 games for this weekend. All of them are pretty chunky. I might drop one because it's a little bit of a weird one, and it counts, but it doesn't count at the same time, kind of thing. If I have to drop one, it'll probably be that one. But yes, thank you all for watching. Godspeed, good luck. I'll see you all on the other side. Hopefully you have that video Jaeger posted. And hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.